Then he predicted what I was going to say. It's 7 p.m. September 1st. So they, like I've explained before about staging and some of my methods of analysis, they have various forms of it. Some of them know they're under observation, so they'll stage conversations, they'll stage fights, and that's how they plant siege and push ideas. So that's one of their hustles, staging. Like if they know they're being eavesdropped or spied upon by so and so, they'll someone they're trying to frame or slander, they'll have a conversation about them and say X, Y, and Z, and then the observer thinks this person is involved with X, Y, and Z. So that's one of their staging hustles. Another staging hustle is they will stage investigations and pretend to be CIA and they're investigating some subject. And then the subject will have a script and he'll spout X, Y, and Z about the person they're trying to frame. So they'll be like, the investigator will pretend to investigate, ask questions, and then the person they're staging with, the person being interrogated, will be like, oh, Jacob, for example, did X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. And then people think it's official because there's an investigator there. And then the eavesdroppers and observers watching the interrogation think Jacob did X, Y, and Z when it was really a staged interrogation. So that's another tactic. They do that often. Another one of their tactics is staging conversations. So they either make fake accounts of communication or they pay people money to use their accounts or blackmail for them or kick them out with hackers. And then they'll stage conversations on things like Facebook and other communication. Are watching this. And then the observers think X, Y, and Z as well. They'll be like, they'll have a conversation between Dick and Don. And then Dick will be like, Jacob did X, Y, and Z and ABC. And then Don will be like, yeah, I know, and confirm it. And then people think Dick and Don had a conversation about Jacob doing X, Y, and Z and ABC. Yeah, big deal. But yeah, so that's some of their staging hustles. Praise Jesus. So staging is basically when you know you're being observed and know there's an observer, and then you play tricks on the observer by staging fights, conversations. You're not playing tricks. They're trying to frame and push slander and push ideas in observers or investigators' heads. And by staging fights and letting something fly out while they're fighting, like, oh, fuck, blah, blah, blah. He was a blah, blah, blah. And then you think it's a real, but it's a staged fight. Some of these people even may have these staged fights, these staged this and that saved on videos, and they just replay them over and over again in order to push that. So that's how you can spot a stager. Sometimes they manufacture something and then they just replay it over and over again. And if it's a video, that's how you know it's not authentic. You know, if it's a recorded video, that's how you know that's one easy way to find it was staged. And then if it seems obvious, like they're acting and it's not real, and it looks like they have an agenda and they keep trying to promote the same agenda repeatedly in their arguments or fights or conversations, etc., that's how you know it's staged. So when you are observing and you see someone pushing an agenda and they're doing it over again and repetitively, that's how to spot staging. You know, if it looks natural, that's a different story. You may be drawing truth. But if it's repetitive and it's the same argument, the same words, the same this, the same scenario, blah, 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 it's obvious staging. So those are some of their tactics. Praise Jesus. And they've been using those because a lot of these people knew they were under observation. And this is what I'm finding out. And they were doing the staging thing to push ideas into people's heads who were observing them. So someone tipped them off about some investigation, maybe, is what I'm finding out. So that's what they were doing. 704, September 1st. And they still do that, even today, I guess. I don't stage. These people just try to debate with me all day via telepathy, so I'm trapped in the same debates with them. And it's fucking annoying. No, I've never staged. I didn't even know when I was teasing Mikey, I didn't even know what staging was. Yeah, I didn't even know it. I didn't even know what that was. I was just fucking with him because he was supposedly fucking with me. So I was making a joke with him because they acted like he was observing me once. And yeah, so I was fucking with him. But they're your business. But yeah, staging, that exists, and they do that. So get to the bottom of all that, especially their staged investigations and interrogations, their staged conversations, etc., etc.